What's going on, riders? This is part 6 of my cross-country 4,500 mile road trip. In this episode, I ride into the famous Bonneville salt flats, through Salt Lake City, and make my way to Craig, Colorado for the last night on the road for my road trip. I left the Avenue of the Giants in the Redwoods, went past Lake Tahoe and Donner Pass, and stayed in Elko, Nevada. Waking up early in Elko, it was cold. It was not what I was expecting for in the desert. And at this point, I had been on the road for almost 2 weeks, and I was eager to get home. But not before I saw one of the most historic places in motorcycle history, the Bonneville Salt Flats. As I was riding along, there were splatter marks all over the road, and I could figure it out. And one time I thought I saw a little scorpion, so I pulled over, and it's these desert crickets, and there are hundreds of them, hundreds of thousands of them, millions of them. You can see all over the road there are splatter marks. At one point, in the tire tracks right here, there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of these cricket marks just splattered all over the road.
Oh, it's gonna be a long day.
Pro tip: if it's too cold for all your gear, just throw on your rain gear. Ugh. When I got to the Salt Flats, a tour group of very friendly Vietnamese people showed up, and all of them wanted to take photos with me and my motorcycle. And since I was flattered, I of course obliged. And I like to imagine how they showed those pictures off back in Vietnam.
Oh.
Right, yeah, I'll follow you. Đèo lắm luôn. We serve Vietnam which year? Okay, sing. One. Like that. This one is your boy or you hire it?
Oh, South Dakota.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Racing in Bonneville goes way back to 1912. The racers quickly thought to use this massive flat desert floor for the land speed and distance trials for all types of vehicles. Harley-Davidson had their first speed record there in 1954 with a knucklehead. Once a man named Clay Rayburn in 1970 used a Sportster engine to reach 255 miles per hour. The salt flats were a giant lake that dried up, leaving the salt lake flat behind. Depending on the time of the year and the rainfall, the salt flats can become soft and you can sink into them. So be careful if you're visiting these things for yourself and if you want to ride out onto those flats. So just outside of Salt Lake City, I took Highway 40 to the 191 to Vernal, into Dinosaur, and then past the Dinosaur Monument, and finally standing for my final night on the road in Craig, Colorado. If you guys like this video, be sure to hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you next time.